because I feel like, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic, that's just real.
They manipulate our history books. The history books are not true. It's a lie.
That's not my fault.
The history books are lying. You need to know that. History in the Guinness Book of World Records, overnight, they called me a freak. They called me a homosexual. They called me a child molester. They said I tried to bleach my skin. They did everything to turn the public against me. This is all complete conspiracy. You have to know that. All over the world, America's the only one because I don't want to say too much.
But it's not number one in the United States.
It's conspiracy, yeah. I don't want to say too much. I'm done.
And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy.
Is Ron Paul being ignored by the media? 97% of you said yes, he is. 3% said no.
Iran does not have an air force that can come here, just like we did in Iraq. Build up the war propaganda. There was no Al-Qaeda in Iraq, and they had nuclear weapons, and we had to go in, and I'm sure you supported that war as well. Okay. It's time we quit this. It's time. It's trillions of dollars we're spending on these wars.
What's with the smirk and the eye roll? The crowd goes nuts and you do one of these. There goes crazy Uncle Ron, babbling about the unsustainability of multiple wars. He's the one guy in the field, agree with him or don't agree with him, who doesn't go out of his way to regurgitate talking points or change what he believes to fit the audience he's in front of. And you're treating him like if this were Celebrity Apprentice, he'd be this guy.
There's now a top tier in this race, at least for now, of Romney, Perry, and Buck.
I think that's fair to say. Really fair to say? You're not forgetting, I don't know, anyone, say an ideologically consistent 12-term congressman who came within less than 200 votes of winning the straw poll? Isn't anyone going to give that gentleman a little love?
There's a top tier now of Bachmann and Perry and Romney, and, we haven't mentioned, and we should.
Thank you.
We haven't mentioned, and we should, Rick Santorum, who did really surprisingly well for the amount of money and resources he had.
Rick Santorum? He didn't get half of what Ron Paul got.
We're looking at Mitt Romney, who continues to be the front runner, but we have Rick Perry as well, and now Michelle Bachmann. Let's not count out John Huntsman, though.
What? John Huntsman? Huntsman got 69 votes. And by the way, this pretending Ron Paul doesn't exist for some reason has been going on for weeks.
A new Gallup survey showing Rick Perry running second to Mitt Romney, knocking down Iowa favorite Michelle Bachmann to fourth.
Behind who? Fourth behind who?
Ron Paul makes a lot of sense, and more people ought to listen to him.
Remember that recent Bilderberg group meeting in, what was it, Shantyville, Virginia?
Yeah, recently there was one, and there was some reports on that. I didn't read a whole lot about it, but
man,
certainly we're there.
What do you think they're doing there? Seriously, what do you think they're doing there?
Well, they probably get together and talk about how they're going to control the banking systems of the world and natural resources.
70% of the U.S. soldiers in Iraq wanted us out in 6 to 12 months. That was a field poll. It was not challenged by the Pentagon. And so that's why they see Ron Paul saying, what are we doing over there? What are we doing creating more insecurity for us, more trillions of dollars, more dead soldiers, more injured soldiers, more massively injured and dead civilians in Iraq and Afghanistan, blowing these countries apart? What for? What's the purpose? And that's why they're responding to Ron Paul. It's sort of their way of expressing themselves because they speak from experience. They speak from a deep well of concern that we're going the wrong way overseas. And it may blow back on us in terrible ways in the future. This is a problem. You know, these presidents, they love it when the soldiers are going abroad and they go to these big military rallies. When they come back, families broken up, domestic violence. It's a terrible thing to witness. And for what? What do we get into these wars? Because we are not controlling our government. Because we simply say, pox on all our houses, and then we sort of drop out of democracy. It only takes 1 or 2% of people organized in any major area to change it, whether it's foreign military policy, because there are a much larger number of people who passively agree with them.
Hey, good morning.
Hi there.
Hey, I'm calling about what do we plan on doing as far as the veterans? We got 65,000 veterans, and that's not including the veterans that are coming back. Majority of them are women, homeless, with children. What do we plan on doing about that? And also, what do we plan on doing about what's going on in Camp Lejeune? Everybody, all these guys, the veterans that are dying from the Marine Corps, from the contaminated water. What is going on about that?
More about veterans
That
issues.
was an amazing problem at Camp Lejeune. It just went on year after year, really contaminated water. I think you should contact Congressman Walter Jones. That's his district. He's an independent-minded person, and he knows a lot.
Give us the great vision that is realistic, given the financial situation, a realistic, great vision for America.
Well, it's to restore America to our freedoms, restore America to our principles, and that is individual liberty and our Constitution and sound money.